So this is going to be a 10-minute podcast video. I'm going to be trying to release one of these each day alongside my main videos, which have more editing, video clips, things like that. But having this short form audio only videos will allow me to just talk free form, talk about more topics that I'm not able to make main videos about. And today we're going to be talking about the transfer dealings that happened over January, mainly the ones that happen on deadline day, but I will try and discuss some of the others. I may do a second part as well if I don't get round to all of them. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notified when my videos come out. But before that, just quickly, Atlantis Football is working in collaboration with El Clasico Cases. I'll leave their website linked in the description below. Basically, they make iPhone cases which help protect your phone, but they've got some great football designs on. They've got Fergie ones, Ronaldo, Omri. Check them out. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can see the ones that you like. And they all cost £20 or less as well, so they're quite affordable. And anything you do buy would be helping to support the channel as well. But let's get straight into it. And we'll go with one I thought was quite weird, the Aubameyang to Barcelona one. I'll keep it short for all these so I can talk about as many as possible. And for the Aubameyang one, I think it's a good deal all round. I was sceptical from Barcelona's side, and I'll come on to that in a minute. But from Arsenal's side, it seemed a pretty good deal to me. A player who was out the picture under Arteta, still had 18 months left on his contract. He's 32, I think he might be 33 in the summer, and he's on 350k per week. Arsenal basically managed to get rid of all of that salary, saving themselves around about £25 million on his contract, which is fantastic for them. So a great deal from Arsenal's perspective. From Barcelona's perspective, initially I was like, why would they take a chance on it? Not even take a chance. They would be signing a 32-year-old declining striker who's on massive wages at his current club. And I couldn't really work my head around it, but then it's kind of come out now that Aubameyang's wage demands are significantly lower, not even significantly lower, they're practically nothing. It's still unclear what the actual figure is and for how long, because he has signed an 18-month contract. So what I think may happen is he's on practically nothing for the rest of this season, allow Barcelona to get to the summer, and maybe he can't, surely won't be on 350k a week, but maybe he's on like something like 100k a week for one more year. So overall, to me, it's a good deal all round. Barcelona get still a top quality striker, and Arsenal get rid of a player off their books who they didn't really want anyway, and Aubameyang gets the move that he wanted. So all round, good deal for everyone. But let's move on to one that will interest Manchester United fans. It's a Donny van de Beek one, who's, along with Dele Alli, has moved to No Idea FC, which is Everton. They also got Frank Lampard as well. I think that was on deadline day as well. Not sure if he had anything to do with the transfers. Everton haven't had a plan really for the last 4 or 5 years, so I don't know why we expect them to have one over January. And these are very weird signings. Like, in most systems that you play, think about 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 maybe, a 5 at the back system. Van de Beek and Dele Alli would be fighting for the same position. It's hard to think of many systems where they would both fit in. The only ones I can really think of is maybe the Christmas tree, the 4-3-2-1 that we see Steven Gerrard use. You could potentially have Donny van de Beek and Dele Alli sitting in behind Calvert-Lewin. Maybe Lampard's going to go over Diamond, play Richarlison or Demarai Gray up front alongside Calvert-Lewin. Have Dele Alli at the top of the diamond, Van de Beek and Doucouré each side, with Alan as the deep single pivot. Maybe that could work. But it's a bit of a shambles from Everton. You would have expected them to, if they're going to bring in anyone, why would you bring in 2 central attacking midfielders, particularly when you've got players like Doucouré, Alan? It seems like surely you would focus somewhere else, but I don't necessarily think either of them are terrible signings. The Dele Alli one is more of a risk than Donny van de Beek, because Van de Beek's is only a 6-month loan deal, so you can't really go wrong with that. You're getting still a very good player who's Champions League level, and he's coming into Everton, so the Van de Beek deal from Everton's side seems to me like a no-brainer really. And I guess from Manchester United's point of view and Van de Beek, he's getting game time. It's what both sides would want. There isn't a option to buy either, so maybe Manchester United are looking to sell him for a higher fee in the summer or bring him back. Not sure at the moment. But the Dele Alli one is a bit more of a risk. According to Fabrizio Romano, it's going to be around £10 million after he's played 20 games. So it is currently a free transfer, but most likely, if all goes to plan, it will at least be £10 million. And depending on performances, this could rise to as much as 30 million. And so if they do end up paying 30 million for him, it will probably be worth it, because they'll only be paying that if he reaches certain performance metrics and things like that. But the £10 million deal, even for £10 million, it just seems like a weird deal to make. It seems like a typical Everton deal to make. I'm pretty sure Everton they must just give the transfers to like a 14-year-old, let him buy him on FIFA, and then just decide to do it in real life, because signing Dele Alli and Donny van de Beek in one window, doesn't make much sense. You'd at least think they would go for maybe a player like either one of them, Van de Beek or Dele Alli, and maybe go for like a wide player or a deeper lying creative central midfielder, or even a fullback, right or left back really. But obviously it's Everton. They've got Lampard in now, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to use them. It's hard to even think of a system really to use them in. Maybe a diamond system. You could have Dele Alli at the top of that diamond with Van de Beek and Doucouré either side, Allan at the base, or maybe a 4-3-2-1, the Christmas tree shape that we see Steven Gerrard use. And because in possession you want Van de Beek and Dele Alli basically both playing as second strikers really, playing in between the lines. And you can have Calvert-Lewin playing as a target man, dropping off to link the play, and get them two running in behind. Now I have no idea what Lampard's going to do, because even if he uses a 4-2-3-1, only one of Van de Beek and Dele Alli can really play in that system, which is going to be behind the striker. So it's going to be interesting to see how Lampard uses them. They're a bit of a meh deals, like 6 out of 10, C's. You can't really, it's too hard to judge at the moment. Going to have to see how they fit into the side. But now let's move on to Tottenham, who just raided Juventus really. Juventus must have just called up Conte and just said, look, we want to get rid of these, you might as well take them. Kulusevski and Rodrigo Bentancur. Kulusevski is an 18-month loan deal, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check that. Yeah, so it is a loan move for 18 months, but there isn't a mandatory obligation to buy. They're going to have to buy him if they qualify for the Champions League or he plays a certain amount of appearances. So you would assume if he is going to be a starter, they would end up paying around, I think it's 40 million euros, 35 million pounds, around about 33 million pounds. Kulusevski's a weird kind of player. He definitely has ability. He reminds me a lot of Shaqiri, a player who in glimpses will show like top level ability. If you watch a few clips of him on YouTube, you'll see kind of what I mean, especially when he cuts inside on his left foot. He's got a great shot on him. I don't know where maybe he's got, I prefer him in a central position, to be honest, as a kind of like a second striker, similar to Son, making runs in behind and getting into shooting positions. I think that's where he's best. I think he works well in a counter-attacking system with that quick transition in attack. He's a good carrier of the ball as well, but his output, if you go on FBref, I may, if I can be bothered, I may put it on. I probably won't, but if you go on FBref, you can see what I mean in terms of his output. It's not top level, and that's probably why Juventus have they only signed him the other year from Parma after I think he was Young Player of the Year in Serie A. So Juventus obviously don't think he's good enough for their first team, and they did do a lot of deals on deadline day as well, Juventus. But they also got rid of Bentancur. Bentancur's, when I first saw him, I thought he was a deeper line playmaker, but now I look at him and he's clearly a ball winner. He's a good tackler in the centre of the field, good at breaking up the play. He's composed in a tackle, doesn't jump in, and he's times his tackles well. The problem is, I just didn't think he's a player that Tottenham would need in central midfield. He's very similar to Højbjerg in my opinion. I would have preferred them to sign someone maybe like Paredes from PSG, a deeper line playmaker who's a better forward passer, because they do need creativity in the centre of their midfield, Tottenham, especially with Tanguy Ndombele now leaving. He's gone on loan to Lyon. So these transfers, they're better than the Van de Beek and Ali transfers, but still, I'm still a bit unsure about them. I'd probably give them like a B, 7 out of 10, decent I'd say, but I don't think they're the catalyst really that Tottenham would have needed to get top 4. But now let's do some quick fire ones. So the Luis Diaz one to Liverpool, I will be doing a separate video on that, so make sure you look out for that one. Matthew Targett went to Newcastle on loan. I think that's a great signing for Newcastle. They had Matt Ritchie, who's a decent option, but I think he's more of a wing back than a left back. So Matt Targett, I think still was a pretty good window for Newcastle, if I'm honest. They did sign a Dan Burn as well from Brighton for 13 million. Bit of a random one. I don't even know what to say about that one, to be honest. Ericsson went to Brentford, which I think good signing. Definitely, he's still got to be at Premier League level at least. I would definitely say. So a good signing for Brentford. Who else was it? Oh, Burnley signed Wout Weghorst. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He's actually got a very good goal scoring record for Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. I think he's actually an improvement on Chris Wood. So Newcastle have invertedly improved Burnley. I don't know why they even... Chris Wood was always a weird one to me. He's aged, the price. They could have got much better strikers, but that's how it's gone. And Burnley, for some reason, they never really sign non-English players. They never even really sign players at all unless they have to. But they've got a pretty good striker now, and that could actually make the difference for them. But yeah, Julian Alvarez went to Manchester City. I'll do a separate video on him as well. So yeah, I think I've discussed all the main ones. I probably missed some. If I have, leave them in the comments section below. And subscribe to the channel and click the bell, because I've got videos coming out on Amad Diallo, and he's moved to Rangers. The Luis Diaz transfer to Liverpool. I've got another Manchester United video where I look at the wide attacker they should sign, which is especially relevant now with the Greenwood situation. So yeah, subscribe, click the bell, and put your thoughts in the comment section below as well.